All right, so over the last couple of days, we've seen a major correction take place in the market. We've seen altcoins down 10, 20, 30% in just a matter of a couple days, and Bitcoin is down pretty significantly as well. But if we're looking at what's going on, this actually presents a major buying opportunity because right now, Bitcoin's hourly RSI has fallen to the most oversold level since Bitcoin is at $60,000 per coin. And if you're looking at the RSI, we can see that this is usually a massive buying indicator when we see the RSI go into this oversold of territory, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So even though Bitcoin's price is right around $95,000 per coin, which is still pretty high if you were talking about it a year ago, well, it actually presents a pretty big buying opportunity right now in terms of technicals. And in terms of macroeconomic events, we've also seen that Fidelity has come out and said, look, nation state Bitcoin adoption is going to be driving crypto growth in 2025, and they are predicting that nation states, central banks, and sovereign wealth funds are going to be looking to establish long-term strategic positions in Bitcoin because we've seen a lot of success already with what's gone on in El Salvador. We've seen a lot of success with what MicroStrategy has done, and we've seen just, ETFs launch in 2024, a lot of adoption, and because of this, they're expecting massive funds coming in from governments, wealth funds, and central banks all around the world. So if you're looking at macroeconomic events, this could also be another massive signal for a good buying opportunity. But now let's talk about what's been going on with altcoins and specifically what's been going on with Redbelly Network, because if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you see I did a video on this project the other day, and Redbelly, its token just recently launched on MEXC. Symbol is RBNT, currently trading right around 24 to 25 cents per token. And the cool thing about this project is that it is so undervalued. It's one of my largest holdings currently in my entire portfolio because if we're looking at what they are doing, like I've mentioned in other videos, they have some partnerships in the RWA sector that have allowed it to onboard over $73 billion in RWA. This is something that makes it 125 times larger, even more than that, than its competitors like Ondo. And if we're looking at Redbelly, if you look at what it's capable of in its ecosystem, it says 33.3 million transactions have been processed on its testnet. In terms of mainnet, it's already launched right around 400,000 transactions have been processed on its mainnet. But in terms of what they've also already done is they have over 249 nodes running. They have over 196,000 wallets created. And this is a company that has partnerships in nearly every single sector of the financial world. They have partnerships with carbon credits companies where Carbonhood is tokenizing $70 billion in carbon credits. We see private equity, their partnership with Liquidize now have announced to tokenize $800 million in unlisted private equity. They have $1.8 billion that they've tokenized in rent rolls with their partnership with Hutley. This is something that is just so unique and so different, and they are so undervalued, in my opinion, at just a $240 million market cap. I think they easily should be larger than $5-6 billion market cap. So this is the project that we need to keep an eye out on over the next couple of months because I think it's going to surprise a lot of people and make its way into the top 50 in terms of cryptocurrencies. Next up is I want to talk about what's been going on with Cardano, because Cardano is officially back in the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund. And this is a big milestone because if you're looking at it, Grayscale had removed Cardano from this fund a few months ago, and we had talked about it. We had said how this is a big milestone, how this really isn't great for Cardano. It shows that maybe Cardano is slipping a bit, but now we've seen them add Cardano back, and they only have 5 holdings. If you go over to their website, you can see that per share right now it's at $43.04 per share, and they only have these 5 major holdings, which you could see they have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and ADA. So they had removed ADA, now they've added it back, and this is not only good news because it's a big institution buying Cardano, but also it gives millions and millions of investors an opportunity to easily have exposure to ADA without maybe necessarily having to hold crypto in their portfolio. That's exactly what these funds do, is it gives institutions and companies and individuals who may not want to be in the crypto space by holding actual crypto, that gives them the opportunity to still have exposure to the crypto market, but just holding a stock instead. So that's exactly what this is doing, and this could bring in a lot more money into Cardano and really help drive the price up long term. Next thing I want to go over is going to be with Ripple's RLUSD, because Ripple's RLUSD is set to list imminently on more exchanges, according to Ripple's president, because Ripple's president came out and said, look, we're continuing to expand our distribution and availability of Ripple dollars on other exchanges. So I think you can expect to see more availability, more announcements coming soon, and this is imminent. They said that, look, right now we've seen a lot of excitement, a lot of adoption already for RLUSD. It's available on Bitso, MoonPay, CoinMina, Bullish, Mercado Bitcoin, and some smaller exchanges, but they said you can expect to see RLUSD list and be available on some of the top exchanges in the world. This is something that they're expecting to happen very soon. And not only this, Ripple's president also even talked about the potential for a Ripple ETF and how they've been working with regulators and talking with regulators. So all of these things would be very beneficial for not only Ripple's RLUSD, but also for XRP, because XRP is going to benefit if we start seeing more and more people using Ripple's stablecoin. It's going to have, that benefit of those small transaction fees where it's required to actually use XRP. Last few things I do want to talk about is going to be with ChainGPT, because with ChainGPT, we've seen that ChainGPT is bouncing back pretty nicely. If you look at the last month or so, ChainGPT had been as low as 15 cents per token. Now it's at 22 cents per token, even though we've seen this bit of a market correction take place. And this is because we've started to see a lot of developments over on ChainGPT Pad. With ChainGPT Pad, we've seen a lot of IDOs, a lot of new raises that are taking place on their launch pad. You can see how they've talked about XRP. They've also talked about Ithaca Protocol. You could see that more recently. They also had their IDO dates all locked in for Chain Aware. And so they started to pick back up all of these different IDOs and launches, ranging from a wide range of topics and different products. So you can see that right now they have a few different IDOs going on, but whenever you start to see them having more IDOs, having more, people excited about getting into launches, that's going to positively impact ChainGPT's price. So right now, if we're just looking at the overall market, there's a lot to be excited about. With altcoins and with Bitcoin, we have seen that bit of a correction take place for Bitcoin in the overall market. But if you're looking at what's going on in terms of technicals, there's really a lot to like in terms of RSI, in terms of macroeconomic events. There's still really a lot to be excited about in Bitcoin, even though we've seen this bit of a short-term correction take place.